Welcome to the Tech Space, and in this video we're going to be going over how to actually see the memory addresses of your variables that you create. So as we went over earlier, you can create variables, and obviously you know that by now, hope you do at least. You create variables and they're saved somewhere. So we have an integer x and it's saved somewhere. So it saves on the computer. So when I see out x, of course we know we can give x, the value of 5, and then x is 5. But what if we want to know where that's actually being stored on the computer for some specific reason? What we're going to want to do is go to where we see out, and right before we do, or we call that variable, we're just going to put the and sign, the ampersand I believe it's called. So the ampersand x, and then we're going to build and run, and it's going to give us this weird combination. So this is basically the memory address of x. So we took x, we created the variable x, we gave it the value 5, and now we just want to see what that memory address is and where it's stored. So what we're going to do now that you can see sort of, what a memory address is, what it looks like, it's not supposed to really make any sense right now, but as you get into programming and software engineering and higher level stuff, you'll really need memory addresses because they'll be useful in certain situations. So what we're going to do is say, we'll leave this here, I guess. Okay, so we have integer x equal to 5, and then we're just going to say integer z, but not integer actually, we'll do double. So I'm going to show you the difference. So we're not going to set these to any specific values. We're just going to leave these blank, and that's all. So we have a string u. Another thing is when using strings, it's always cool, or it's always something that you want to do is add this header file to just include string. If you're going to be working with lots of string variables and using them a lot, then you're going to want to add this. You don't really have to, again, unless something goes wrong. So like if I went to run a string and it said, down in my build that something was wrong, I might assume that this is something that maybe I needed to add up here, but again, keeping it there always helps. So we have now 3 variables, and I want to know the memory address of each variable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, we have x, I want the memory address of x, but I want that labeled as memory address of x, so that we can see this work. So memory address x, and we'll just say integer x, then we'll say double z, and then we'll say of string u, and we're going to get these values back. So as you'll see, we're going to change this. This is x, this is z, this is u, and again we're just taking the memory addresses of these 3 variables and we're printing them out on the screen. So as we see here, we have just a combination of some goofy text on the screen, but it's all different. So as you can see, it's 0 times 28 FEFC, FEF0, and FEEC. So that's how you find a memory address using C++. Use the ampersand symbol. Remember that each variable is going to be stored at a different memory address. If I keep doing this over and over, it's going to give me a different memory address for each variable, and that's basically it. So thank you guys for watching. If this video helped you, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up. I will see you in the next tutorial, and we'll be going over pointers, but if not, excuse me, it'll be in one of the tutorials coming up, and pointers actually cover how to directly access this memory address by creating a variable that actually points to a memory address. So we'll go over that later on. Again, it's not very important right now, but later on it will be. Just make sure that you understand how to locate memory addresses and how to figure out the memory address of a variable. And I'll see you in the next tutorial.